Pat D, and she's going to talk about new agreements, 4 or more. I thought there were only 4 agreements. Anyway, I'll turn it over to practitioner.
So, Happy New Year, everyone. So how many folks, I didn't get to see because I was sitting in the front row, so how many folks went to the Burning Bowl last week? Perfect. It's like I planted people in the audience or something like that. It's great. Even if you didn't go to the Burning Bowl, this is the time of the year, the beginning of the year, where we start thinking about what will the new year bring. In the old days, we used to make resolutions. You know, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get a new relationship, I'm going to find that perfect soulmate. Well, we still do that same thing, but now we just do it in a different process. So when you did the Burning Bowl last week, there was a bunch of stuff that you wrote on a little sheet of paper, and then you put it into the flame, and you burnt it, and you let it go. It's gone. But then in the letter that you wrote to yourself, you wrote some affirmations. You wrote about what it is you would like to experience in this coming year. And those are they're basically resolutions. It doesn't really matter, well, it does matter what words we call them, but what matters more is what our understanding is of the meaning of those words. And what does it mean to you? So all of those affirmations that you made either at the Burning Bowl ceremony or that you've been thinking about for the last probably month or so, because we start thinking about the new year long before it's here. We're not staying in the moment. We're thinking, come January 1st, I'm going to do this. Come 2013, I'm going to do that. And basically all of the affirmations that we make, all of the things that we want, all of the things that we desire, come into 4 categories. Now I know that Ken and Lana definitely know the 4 categories, so they're not allowed to answer. But everybody else is. So does anybody here know what one of the categories might be? Health. Absolutely. Health. Because we all want to have perfect health. We all actually do have perfect health, we're just not seeing it. We're not recognizing it, and perhaps we're not even experiencing it for whatever reasons. So there's health, that's one. What's another one?
Wealth.
Pardon me?
Wealth.
Wealth. Yeah, wealth. Abundance. Right? So wealth can be a lot of things. It could be actual cash. I would like some actual cash. Cash is good. They say cash is king, but I'm going to change that cash is queen because I'm a girl and I can do that. So abundance. Abundance can just mean a lot of new things in your life. See, Two Feathers thought that I was funny, that I was making it like a girl thing, but it's always all about me. It's always all about me. And for each and every one of you, it's always about you. Every single thing you do is all about yourself. Every thought you have is about yourself. So then we have health, we have wealth. What's the next one? I thought I heard somebody say it over here. Relationships, yeah. Or sometimes we call that love. Right? And love can mean a lot of different things. But generally when we say that, we're thinking about a relationship. We're thinking about getting into relationship with somebody really special. Somebody that's going to love us just for who we are, just the way that we are. Right? Somebody that has that peace of mind that was in the reading. So they have such a good peace of mind that they're able to love and accept you exactly the way you are. They don't expect you to do anything in particular, just to be. And then, does anyone know the 4th one?
Creative expression.
Creative self-expression. Yeah. So that can mean a lot of things. To me, that just basically means just showing up the way that I am and getting in touch with who I really am and being in the flow, being able to express myself in a kind and loving way, in a peaceful way, without a lot of judgments attached to it. So over the last month or so, we've all been thinking about affirmations, resolutions. So a week ago, more than half the people in the room made an affirmation. How many have had any of their affirmations come through? All right. Cool. 2. Great. What about the rest of you? Oh, we got 3 now. So I feel like I'm in an auction. So there's 25 or 30 people here, and we've got 1% actually managed to manifest one of their affirmations. What's up with that? Why is it taking so long? Don't you know that in 1 second you can manifest whatever that affirmation is? So what's stopping us? Why is it not happening? So I'm going to suggest to you that the reason that it's not happening, for anyone that it's not happening to or through, is that you have a block. You have some BS going on there. A belief system. You have an agreement. You have an agreement that you're not going to manifest that affirmation. I don't know what your agreement is. You know what your agreement is. I can see by your faces that some of you have already figured out what your agreement is. Okay? So I would say just let it go. Okay? Basically, the agreements that we have are the things that block us from experiencing the truth of who we really are. Because the truth of who we really are resides inside each and every one of us. There's that source, that energy, that light, that love, that power, that beauty, that joy. It's right there in you. And it comes through you. And it's coming through you in a way that doesn't appear to be the way that you would like it to be, or the way that you know that it could be, or the way that you think it should be. Even though we're not supposed to say should anymore, we still do. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. So what you have an opportunity to do is to, I wouldn't say spend a lot of time trying to figure out what those agreements are, because there are lots and lots of books that will help you figure out what that is. And you can spend hours and hours and days and weeks and months reading those books and still not really be in touch with what those agreements are. You can go to see a therapist or a counselor, right? You can talk to your friends, you can watch a movie, you can cut your hair, you can do all kinds of things to change, to help you try to figure out what those beliefs are. So I'm going to suggest to you that it doesn't really matter what any of those beliefs are, because what underlies all of those beliefs, like what happens to us? Why do we hold on to some of those beliefs? Well, for me, I know that what I do is that generally what's stopping me from manifesting exactly what it is I think that I want is that I feel a couple of different things. Sometimes I might feel like I'm not good enough. When I peel away all of the layers and I spend several hours with a counselor, or I talk to my friends, or I read those books. When I peel all of that stuff away, when I take away that story, because a story is only a story. It's something that I made up in my mind, based on my experience, based on what I went through. So I probably have, I don't know, I'll just say 1 million stories. I haven't counted them, but I'm sure there's quite a few there. And each and every single one of us here has a bunch of stories. We have stories from our childhood. We have stories from past relationships. We have stories about cars. Actually, just thinking about cars, I know that there's somebody here that said they wanted a new car. They were dying to have, not dying, but they really, really, really wanted a new car. So guess what? They got sideswiped, and their car got totaled. And guess what? They got a new car. And it's exactly the car that they wanted. And they're so happy and excited. And thankfully, they didn't get hurt. Right? Because that could have also happened. Right? But that didn't happen. Because she wasn't focused on that. She was only focused on the new car. And she thought about it so much that she could feel that car. Because one of the things that we need to do is we need to have the thought, and then we need to have the emotion, we need to have the feeling. So whatever you affirmed at the burning bowl, or whatever you're resolving that you want your life to be like this year, you need to get in touch with that feeling. And the closer you get to that feeling, and the closer you frame that thought, and be careful how you frame it, because you don't want to get killed in a car accident just to get a new car, or you don't want to get, I'm not going to go there. I was just thinking some terrible things. Can you imagine that? Gee whiz. I don't think, when you're up here, I don't think you're supposed to think terrible things, but I'm just a human being, so I do think terrible things sometimes. So where was I going? So I was going with thought and emotion. And the more that you can get into feeling what it would be like, for example, to find your soulmate, to find that perfect relationship. So you start thinking about what it is that you want. Some of us make lists. We have lists of what we want in a relationship. Right? And those are all good. That's all fine because it's getting you closer to getting that. But you need to have the feeling. Imagine what you would feel like if you were in that perfect relationship. Be very careful. Because the next thing you know, oh my God, you're in a relationship. It's probably not even perfect. It's probably not even close to what you thought it was going to be. But if you step back and you take a close look at it, there's several qualities that you had on your list, whether you wrote it down or you just thought about it. They are manifesting in that person that you've attracted into your life. And now you got to figure out how to be in a relationship. How do you keep that peace of mind? Good luck. Good luck. You need actually more than luck. You need to think about it. But you can work it out. It is possible. Right? Even if you're thinking about abundance, what does that mean to you? What does abundance mean to you? Does it mean a lot of stuff? Right? Or does it mean peace of mind? If I have peace of mind, then I have lots of abundance. Because there ain't nothing bugging me. And it's all good. Right? And things are just going to come to me, just going to flow to me. So now where am I going here? I didn't actually write a talk out, but I put some notes. Oh, I know. I was talking about being not good enough. Right? Not deserving. The other feeling that I get sometimes is that I'm not really worth it. I don't really deserve it. And these are all, like the feelings that I have are not only my feelings. We all have those feelings at different times. And it's okay. It's okay. It's not the truth of who you are, but you do have those feelings. And as you recognize them, then you can learn to let them go, and you can replace them with new feelings. So sometimes I might feel that I'm not good enough. Sometimes I might feel that I'm not worth it. And the biggest kicker of all is that I don't feel lovable. I can't imagine that anybody here would love me. Which is like total bullshit, because I can totally see that you guys all really love me. So it's all good. Right? And the more that I come here, I've been coming here for like 7 years, and I just gave someone a hug this morning, and they just about freaked out. Like, who are you? Hugging. Like, I remember when you would come and you wouldn't hug anybody. Right? Now I'm like hugging people. So those three things, right, get in the way. They're not good enough, not worth it, not deserving, and not lovable. So if you're not getting what it is that you say that you want, you're not manifesting what it is that you say that you want, then maybe one of those feelings are getting in the way. And you need to replace it with something else. You need to just give some thought to that. And everybody does it differently. And it doesn't matter what way you do it. Because the only thing that matters is that when you get into the flow of whatever it is, then it's just going to be happening. And you won't be able to stop. Well, you will be able to stop it because you could say, oh, I don't deserve that. I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable enough. So I'm going to suggest to you that what you need to do is, if you're having any of those feelings, or you're having some crappy thoughts going on, what you need to do is stop it. You just need to stop it. We want to make it really complicated. We want to build a whole story about how, I grew up in an abusive childhood, I had alcoholic parents, I came from a poor family, I don't have the skills to do that job, I'm not, all that stuff. We all have stories. Stop it. For those of you who have not had the opportunity to go onto YouTube, if you go on YouTube and you Google Bob Newhart, stop it, it will be the best 5 minutes of your life that you have ever spent. I promise you. I was going to try to figure out how to hook it up and play it for you, but it was like too complicated to do that. And besides, I don't need to ram anything down your throat. Like, it's totally up to you. But I promise you, if you take 5 minutes out of your life, and I'm sure you all have 5 minutes, and watch that, it will stick in your mind. And then when you hear yourself telling your friends, or your therapist, or your practitioner, or your minister, or whoever, your beautiful story, your wonderful story about how you got to be in the place that you're at now, because they'll listen to you, we'll all listen to you. Right? Just say stop it. Just remember that little video. It'll be there it'll be like glue. It'll be sticky. It'll stick to your thoughts. And it will help you, I promise you. I promise you that it will help you. Then the other thing that you can do is that you can start to work on your belief system. You can begin to have some new agreements. So now I get into shameless self-promotion, because on Tuesday I'm starting for the third time the 4 Agreements class, and I would invite all of you to come and participate in it. If you can't afford it, that's not a problem, because guess what? You can come for free if you don't have any money. If you have money, I'd like to have like $40 for the 4 weeks, but if you don't, that's okay. And I'm just going to keep teaching this, or not really teaching it, facilitating the 4 Agreements until I get it. So I may be doing it for a long, 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 long time, or I might stop after this one. I don't know what's going to happen. Depends where I'm at. But I carry those 4 agreements with me, either in my thoughts or I have them on a little piece of paper. And really all you need to do is, if you look at the inside flap of the copy of the book, The 4 Agreements, they're written right there. That's all you need. You can read the whole book if you want to. You can come to the workshop if you want to. But all you need to do is just remember what they are. And often people ask me what they are, and most of the time I can only tell them 3, because I usually leave one out. Okay. Does anybody know what they are? Maybe I'll just tell you so we can move along here. So, be impeccable with your word. Okay. So speak with integrity. Only say what you mean. It doesn't mean be honest, because what the heck is honest? Honest is based on your perception. Right? And just because you think you're being honest, right, you're only being honest from your point of view. It's not necessarily the truth. So if you feel like you need to tell somebody something, just be impeccable with your word as you're telling them. Right? Don't take anything, underline anything, personally. Do not take anything personally, because it's not personal. Because whatever's going on has to do with whatever's going on with all of those people that are around you. It's not just about you, right? Because we only think it's all about us, right? Because I think it is all about me. But really it's not. So don't take anything personally. I'm going to skip the next one. The last one is always do your best. Always do your best. So whenever you have to do anything, even something that you don't really like, like maybe it's washing the dishes, although these days we just throw it in the dishwasher. Maybe it's getting up in front of a group and talking. Maybe it's, I don't know what it could be, your job. Maybe you don't really like your job, but always do your best, because that keeps you in integrity. And the one that I usually forget is probably the biggest one of all, and obviously the one that I need to learn the most, is about not making assumptions. Because I'm pretty smart. I think I know pretty much just about everything, or at least I know something about everything. So don't make assumptions is a big one. And that covers a lot of territory, covers a lot of stuff. Some agreements are good. Like we have an agreement that when the light is red, we stop. And when it's green, we go. So you don't have to throw out all of your agreements. You can keep as many as you want. But if there's any that you have that are keeping you from being absolutely the most wonderful, best person that you can possibly be, then do yourself a favor and let them go, or just work on these 4. If you work on these 4 every day, in every moment, your life is going to change. It will absolutely change. That's probably the end. I didn't really have a good closing. I tried to get some help to have a really strong closing. But when you're giving a talk, you only have to remember 3 things. You need a really good opening. You need something to say, whatever it is. And then you need a really good bang-up closing. And I don't have a really big bang-up closing other than just to encourage you to be absolutely the best that you can possibly be in every single moment. And I know that that is part of my resolve. And it's even stronger because this year I've had a lot of changes personally in my life, and I know there's more to come. And I'm actually kind of excited about it. Like, one would think that I would be acting a little bit differently, but actually I'm pretty happy because I know there's some really good and powerful things coming this year and in all of the years to come and in this moment. And so I'd just like to thank you very much for listening to me and for giving me this opportunity. Thanks to Ken and Lana, because neither one of them really wanted to do the talk. So I said, I'm not turning down an opportunity to talk, so here I am. And thank you very much. And then we're going to go into a song.